oh boy, we're gonna have some fun with this one. Now, if you are here simply because of the title and you've never had any dealings with me before, but you're in the know, let's keep it high thumos. If you're not in the know, then we are gonna have some fun explaining this to you today. Because, right, let's just get right into it. I've just hit record. I don't care what's going to come of this. It's a thrill, just hitting the record button, seeing what happens. If I've discovered anything in the last 6 months, maybe, of my life that has really had a profound shift on the way that I lead my life, the way I conduct myself, then it is this one thing. It is this one thing. Let's get right into it. So, for the most of your life, okay, you have probably been encouraged to think everything through, to always think about your actions, to always consider all of the time, consider, think. And very easily, this can lead you to become a overthinker, a chronic overthinker. Because everybody everywhere is always telling you, you gotta study to get the good grades on the exams. You gotta tune into the news. Stay up to date on all the current affairs. You have to be in the know. You have to know what's going on all of the time. You should want to be smart. You should want to learn things to be clever and to be an intelligent person. Everybody likes intelligent people. Intelligent people, they go so far in this world. Let's flip it all on its head. Okay? Because, not to brag or anything, but I'm a pretty high IQ person. I come from a very prestigious academic background, let's just say. I'm a very intelligent person, okay? And in school, I was always the guy that was scheming. I was the schemer. The guy that was always thinking everything through. The guy that always was there philosophizing. The guy having everything's always organized, always done way in advance. I got the system for this, I got a system for that. I got this productivity app, I got this productivity app. I've always got everything thought through. And, whenever I think about solving a problem, I always think about every possible single answer, every possible outcome, considering everything. And this has made me very, very successful on things that require an analytical brain. So I was very good at things like literature, communications, humanities, history, economics, things like that, because it required quite a bit of that. But this is where it gets interesting, because you tend to find that people like me, who become chronic overthinkers from all of this thinking all of the time, usually struggle with things like you're just a chronic overthinker. You struggle with things like perfectionism. But Winston Churchill said famously that perfectionism is actually spelt paralysis. It is actually spelt Paralysis, paralysis. The person that is the perfectionist stays static. They struggle to take action because they're always sat there thinking, what if this happens? What about this outcome? Maybe I should do this instead. Maybe I should do this instead of doing that, because this will have a better impact on this. And, this information says this conflicts this, I should be doing... Shut up. Tell it to shut up, right? You should try being retarded. Try being retarded. Now, in today's world, everybody's like, you can't say that word, it's a slur. It's derogatory. First off, if you're getting offended over things like that, please get a job, touch grass, seek help, whichever of these things apply to you, because the fact that you think that you have the time for that is embarrassing. And also, let me tell you, you probably don't know where that word comes from, do you? Retard comes from... It used to be a functional word, so you'll see in a lot of books, like, for instance, people would say, this has retarded this process or something. It comes from the Latin form re, which means back. So like restart, redo, that's where re comes from. And tardus, which means to slow. Retard, to be slow, to process, to not be quick-witted, to just move slower. And that's why people, came up with it as an insult. Because you'd say, "Oh yeah, you're pretty slow-brained. You're not very witty. You're not moving as fast as us. You're not processing things as fast as us." That's where the word comes from. So you should try being retarded. You should pursue this philosophy, this style of life called retard maxing, maximum retardation. Stop thinking. To be a retard is to act without thinking, because you're not sat there trying to process all of these thoughts. No, you're too slow. You're too stupid to do that. You just go ahead and you take the action. And this is the great irony of being an intelligent person. It's like in the first book of the Bible, Genesis, where they talk about the apple of Eden and stuff. I think there's a reason why they call that the fruit of knowledge. Okay, I'm not debating whether or not that story is an allegory or if it was a real thing, whatever the hell. I ain't no biblical scholar, but I think there's a reason why it was called the fruit of knowledge. Because knowledge is a freaking burden, man. That's why, we have in so many of these religious belief systems, we have this creator God that knows everything and deals with the secrets of the universe for us, because we humans knowledge becomes a burden. It's like H.P. Lovecraft once said, that there's so much knowledge out there, and we humans were not meant to venture far into that massive plane of knowledge and random stuff. And that's why usually a trope of the Lovecraft horror books is, some guy learns too much and he goes insane and dies because of it. Great books, Lovecraft. Very controversial author today because of his some of his outdated presentations of certain groups of people. But the stories are amazing, would recommend them to you. But this is the thing, knowledge becomes a burden because it stops you from actually taking action. But in reality, if you stop thinking things through too much, if you stop overthinking, and you just go in there and try something, if it fails, you've done it, and you've got some results, and you'll be able to say, okay, that didn't work so well, I'm not going to do this again, I'm going to try this, I've learned this, I'll try doing this instead, let's give this a shot. And you just go in there and you test, and see what works. And you're not sat there burdening yourself with this constant overthinking that just keeps you stuck where you are. I would say that actually the reason that most people struggle, particularly intelligent people, struggle to get anywhere is simply because they overthink the actions that they need to take. It takes a lot of courage to be able to just be a simple person, to just not be thinking everything, to sort of abandon some of this intellectual kind of baggage. It takes a bit of courage to do this, because you want to feel smart initially. You want to feel smart, but then you realize that being smart is actually a huge handicap sometimes. So you have to be a bit retarded. You have to get a little bit retarded with it, be a bit stupid. Blessed is the mind too small for doubt, a wise man once said. Another great thing that somebody said was, what was it? When you think twice, you double lose. Because you've not done anything. Not only have you have failed because you have not even got up to act. And this has happened because you are sat there thinking, processing, trying to consider everything. This is probably the worst sort of thinking habit or like way of being that you could possibly be / have if you are trying to make it in business. I have found this myself because coming from that background of being somebody that used to get rewarded for thinking so much, nowadays I'm getting absolutely hit for it because I struggle to take action. But as I've started to just kind of ignore some of that and to just stop thinking so much. Oh, what if this person says this to me? What if I get this sales letter thrown back in my face because they're going to say this is terrible? What if what if I fail this gambit as a whole? All of these thoughts, but none of them are serving you. None of them are freaking serving you. You just got to go ahead and be brave enough to just run in there, start just doing stuff, and then get results. Because you have no data to work with if you don't do the things that are going to get you results. So it kind of makes no sense to sit there and continue to second guess yourself in that way. It doesn't help you at all. It's like when, for instance, with these videos, people will be like, find out your niche down, make this kind of it. I don't know what the hell my niche is. I don't know any of that. I'm just here, sat outside, I just hit record, I'm just talking, and, some people like this, and we're just going to see what works. We're going to just keep going, we're going to find out what works, we're going to get the data, the results that we need, and we'll go with that. Okay, most people would not even be willing enough to do this. Okay, most people would, I don't want to just record on my phone outside. I need this editing software. I hate edited videos, by the way. I can't stand them anymore. I can't go back to them. It's just, horrible things to consume, I find, these days. People are sat there thinking, who am I going to target? What am I going to do this? I'm going to optimize this and optimize that. Just test stuff. Just try things out. This is what I found has really helped me. Just having the courage to get out there and be seen, and to just try stuff and just see what works. Get some results, and if you make a mess of it, oh hell, you have time to go and clear up that mess and rectify the mistakes, and you've learned from it, right? You think, okay, now I don't need to do that again, I'll try another way. But it's the fact that I'd say 99% of the human race does not get anywhere. They don't get anywhere because, there you go, I could have edited that freaking voice crack out. Don't care. It's completely natural, don't care. A lot of the human race don't even take the first step because they're overthinking. It's like that meme where they always say that people set New Year's resolutions to get fit and get in shape, and they sign up to the gyms and stuff, but they never even go to the gym because they're thinking, I need to buy these clothes, I gotta get this water bottle or something, and they never actually go. So then they've never actually been to the gym. You're setting yourself up to just not go again because you didn't go in the first place. And this is the thing, most people do not get past the first step because they are sat there overthinking and being an idiot. Okay, an idiot is someone that thinks too much. If you're in the know, you'll know this. But if you're an idiot if you think too much. And that is why you got to be a retard. You got to get a little bit retarded. You got to just run in there, hop on the freaking horseback, get your feet in the stirrups, and just go bam and ride on in there. Storm in there, just start doing stuff. Start taking random action. It can be anything, okay? Just test stuff. Make a list of things you want to try. Try them. See what becomes of them. See what works, see what you want to keep, see what you don't want to keep. A lot of people coming from this background of the self-help, the self-improvement thing as well. All of this restriction on ourselves all the time. Just let go of that. It's like, should I do this because this study and this information says I shouldn't? Just do it and see what happens. Should I eat this ice cream? Eat the damn ice cream. Find out if you like the ice cream. Find out if you like eating the ice cream at this certain time. Find out the portion of the ice cream you want to eat just by eating the damn ice cream. It's not difficult. Well, I mean, it is. It's simple, but it's difficult to do because it involves giving a little bit of ourselves up. It involves being willing to just be a bit stupid and to seem like a bit of a moron, because initially we just think to ourselves, I don't want to do this thing because there might be shame involved with it. I might get shamed. I might get laughed off of things. I don't care. In fact, if anything, I'd say, yeah, I want to get laughed off something because it means that I know that is not the path to take. That's not the place to be. Because then I have data. it's like advertising. You don't know anything really until you test. And that's why they always say advertising is a game of testing. You got to test, 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 and find out what the market likes, what the market doesn't like, and then run with it. Your life is the same. Your life is the exact same. And to really understand that, to get what you need out of that, you have to be a retard. You have to retard max the hell out of here. That is probably the best thing I've heard in a long time.